fucking exhausted.
Did you feel like the takedowns were going to be this hard to get against Douglas?
Yes and no. Like we've seen him been taken down so many times in like a few of his last fights, right? So I knew it was going to be hard to get him down, but I was pretty confident that I was going to get him down.
Last time we made it. What's next for Aaron Jeffery? What would you like to do?
Beers and pizza.
There you go. Thank you.
Hey, Jack. So, first question for me. What happened to your face?
You should see the other guy.
So, I wanted to ask what was going through your head before round 3 and then in there during the round?
I assumed that it was 1-1 going into round 3, and I was like, this fucking sucks. I gotta work really hard for another 5 minutes, and that's what I gotta do. And I'm happy that it went the way that it did.
Did your coaches, your corner, Jelly, have to make any adjustments in the middle of the fight?
Not really, I don't think. I don't know. No, I don't think there was like a ton of adjustments to make. I just had to like stick to the game plan and kind of do what I did.
Well, if we were going to need to adjust for insurance, I think it's better in the club.
Yeah, we might need to get that dry cleaned later.
So I asked you this before, but I'll ask you now again after. What does it mean to now have a win over a legend in Bellator like Douglas Lima?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Like Douglas Lima, and it was my 20th pro fight, so both those things are pretty cool. It was crazy looking across the cage and seeing Douglas Lima there. I've been watching him for a long time. I rooted for him in all the fights of his that I watched. So at the beginning of round 1 to look over and see him in, it was pretty surreal. Thanks, man.
Hey, I know you got them out there, not just long mat, stuff like that.
I've been booed in a few of my fights for Bellator. I think just being Canadian and coming into the States, I get the USA chance often, and he's a fucking legend, man. Like, I don't blame the crowd for rooting for him.
Do you have any positives that you took away from the fight?
Any positives?
Yeah.
I fucking won, bro. That's it.
Techniques and stuff like that.
I'm happy that I wrestled. Like I've been usually the defensive grappler in a lot of my fights, and I finally got to showcase some offensive wrestling, so I'm happy about that.
Okay, and then with the sequel, I noticed that maybe that was a thing that you added was finishing there.
Yeah.
You added training camp?
I've been doing that for a long time, but again, like I've been fighting a lot of grapplers, so I was always kind of the defensive grappler. In my last fight, that was the game plan. I just kind of didn't pull the trigger for whatever reason. So yeah, I'm happy that I got to again show off those skills.
What's up, Richard? How you
What
doing?
up, man?
I think you need one of those breed light shirts right about now.
I need maybe a couple of those right now.
Did you flip off the crowd after the fight?
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do
I
that,
wouldn't
right?
do that.
That's not like you. You had Input Kasai there in your corner for the first time. How was it like having Input?
Oh, sick, man. He's my fucking brother. I'm so happy he was here. It means a lot to me. Like me and him beat the shit out of each other pretty bad all the time in the gym. So it's like it's cool to have him here. And I said to him before the fight, I'm like, I finally get to punch someone else in the face. Let's fucking do this.
You told me you were going to calf kick Douglas. I saw you land a couple calf kicks, right, during that fight?
They're more leg kicks. The first one I threw, he checked it pretty good. My shin's a little bit sore.
Yeah, I saw that. So, with this victory, do you think that if Johnny Evan is able to defeat Fabian Edwards, you think that you're next in line for that title shot?
I think they got Costello next in line, if I'm not mistaken, but whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm. What do you think Popovic and Duke would think of that performance today?
Dude probably hates me now because I said I would kill him.
You killed
but,
him.
I'm sure they're all happy.
Yeah, and then what about your mom? She was here in the crowd tonight. What do you think she thought of that?
I'm sure she didn't watch any of the fight because she was too stressed, but I'm sure she's pretty happy now.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
What up, man?
How'd that win feel today, man?
Feels good, man. Feels good. Hard fought battle, and I'm happy to come out with a W.
And it's all about something else, man. We gotta go to tournament one on. You know, they always need active fighters. Are you looking to be able to take a short notice?
In PFL, I don't know. They don't do a ton of middleweight fights, but hey, if they want to throw me on like a showcase fight or whatever, that's cool.
And last one, for all the people on there that kind of say that wrestling is not part of any parties or in the sport. And you're just going out there and putting up good performances, still winning, doing that, using that dramatic abilities. What do you got to say to those people out there?
It's part of the sport, man. I got some crazy DMs on Instagram that I just saw. Very vulgar language. People apparently do not like wrestling and MMA, but it's part of the sport.
Aaron, do you feel a little bit better about your Bellator career now after this one?
I mean, I'm still a little bit upset about our interview, but getting a win tonight helps for sure.
Congrats, man.
Hey, Saeed from Combat Sports today, congratulations. We've been in a lot of wars. We fought so many great fighters. Where do you rank yourself?
This might be at the top, man. It was my 20th pro fight. He's a legend of the sport. I think this one is right up there at the top.
And also, what's for dinner?
Pizza and beer.
Pizza, beer. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
15 pro wins.
Okay, last one, Aaron. I know that you might have some good stuff, but if you were to give it a devil's advocate, what could you do next time to avoid that?
I don't really give a shit about the booze that much. Maybe I will more later, but I don't know. Ground and pound harder or something, I guess. Yeah.